Good morning. Lots of questions surrounding what led to an Air Canada flight crash landing at Edmonton, sending at least 3 people to hospital. The Air Canada Jazz flight originating in Calgary, heading to Grand Prairie last night. Officials say it suffered some issues while in the air, along with strong crosswinds. The pilot then diverting the flight to Edmonton International, where it landed with a blown tire. At least 3 people were taken to hospital with minor injuries. 75 people were on board, including crew members. Thankfully, no serious injuries were reported. The TSB is investigating the cause. Just days before Remembrance Day, the country mourns the loss of another Canadian soldier. 20-year-old Private Stephen Allen was seriously injured during a training exercise in Wainwright on Monday. Officials say the lookout tower he was standing on collapsed at the Canadian Forces base. Allen died from his injuries. The private, originally from Victoria, BC, was training to become an infantryman. Another soldier who was also there suffered injuries, though not as serious in nature. An investigation is underway into the fatal accident. Prime Minister Stephen Harper expressing his condolences, saying it's a tragic reminder of the trials that military men and women go through as they train to defend our country. This is not the first death at CFB Wainwright this year. Back in May, a soldier was killed while 4 others were injured when an armored vehicle rolled. Students across the province paying tribute to our veterans ahead of Remembrance Day. Students placing poppies at military grave sites yesterday as part of the initiative No Stone Left Alone. Canadian Forces soldiers standing alongside the children who were joined by Mayor Nenshi as they paid their respects. The initiative is in hopes of expanding awareness and education while honoring our veterans. Those in attendance say it's also important for students to learn about Canadian history.
And they're utterly amazed that when they look at the stone, that the ages on those stones, they're not much difference to the students themselves.
Hundreds of students every year participate in the project. A great showcase for roller derby tomorrow in Lethbridge, with players from Alberta, Saskatchewan and Montana hitting the rink. Members of the hometown Lethbridge Dames Club training yesterday to get ready for the Live Free Skate Hard event. They'll be in several matchups throughout the day. The sport has shed much of its decades-old wrestling on skates image, with competitors saying it requires strategy and stamina to do it.
I wear war paint, so I paint my face, and I look pretty angry, I would say, when I play. Pretty much I try to scare people, but I'm kind of soft at heart, so it's hard. But agility, that's probably what I like to use the most, agility and speed.
Madison was the youngest player to join the Dames, signing up in high school. And time to focus on business. Business editor Mike Eppel joins us now. Mike, it's a big economic morning with Stats Canada releasing last month's job numbers.
Yeah, we thought that these numbers in from Stats Canada this morning, Leah, would show a little bit of weakness in the Canadian economy. Didn't turn out that way, however. In fact, the economy, according to StatsCan, added 43,000 jobs nationwide last month. That was on top of the 74,000 picked up in September. It's just the first time in about a year and a half that we've actually seen back-to-back monthly growth in the labor market. It's been exceptionally inconsistent. One month up, next month down, and of course, Stats Canada this year has had that hiccup a couple of months back where they had to revise things because they didn't quite get the numbers right the first time. So the bottom line from all of this is it's showing improvement. And it was many sectors of the economy leading the way to the upside for job creation. And the unemployment rate is down to its lowest level in 6 years, 6.5%. So some positive signals. On a provincial basis, Alberta's economy was generally flat for job creation last month, which was sort of a different change for the local economy because of the fact it had been, prior to this last update, one of the better performers across the country this year. Saskatchewan also steady. Same thing for British Columbia. Most of the job growth in eastern Canada, Ontario and Quebec. We're watching the Canadian dollar recuperate from earlier this morning hitting a 5-year low. Now it's back above 88 cents U.S. Still fairly weak, but a heck of a lot better than where it was. $1.13.5 on the exchange rate going into the weekend. Wall Street opening the trading day mixed. It's hit back-to-back records in the Dow and the S&P. U.S. job numbers pretty good, 214,000 last month. Sears Holdings, this is the U.S. parent of Sears and Kmart, seeing its stock price jump 25% in the opening trades this morning. They want to spin off 200 to 300 retail locations and then lease back the space. Basically, they're looking to raise capital for a restructuring. And Home Depot saying that previously disclosed hack attack on customers that was revealed back in early September, about 53 million customers in North America. Well, apparently they also included some email addresses in that. So Home Depot is still trying to reassess, or assess rather, the damage on their earnings with all this means, and sending out notification to customers. So far, there hasn't been any follow-up to any of this, but nevertheless, a breach in security for another big-name retailer. Leah, have a good weekend.
Mike Epple. You can hear Mike on 660 News at 26 and 56 after the hour.